Hello and welcome back to the Young Entrepreneur Network. Today we're going to be looking at 10 of the greatest entrepreneurial tips. I'm super excited about this video. We've done a lot of research into this. Make sure you take these tips on board, write them down, implement them into what you're doing, and get motivated. We're going to smash it.
The quote of the day today is from an absolute legend in my opinion, and Joel's opinion as well. Jeff Bezos, the man himself, the CEO of Amazon, the founder of Amazon, and I think he might be the richest person in the world now.
I think so.
I think he's actually overtaken Bill Gates.
30 bill?
Yeah, something absolutely ridiculous, but he's absolutely smashed it, so if there is anyone to listen to, it is that man. But the quote is, he said, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that, but I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying."
Jesus.
I can relate.
That is motivating. The biggest mistake you'll ever make is not trying. Don't be scared of failing.
Don't be scared.
You're moving forward, you're learning stuff. Not trying, just being like, oh, do I do this? Oh, I'm too scared, I don't know if this is the right time. That is the mistake you're making. That is failing, okay? But actually doing stuff and learning, that's when you're moving forward. Tip number one, I've literally just explained, and that is don't fear failure.
So, obviously don't fear it. You learn from your mistakes, and whether you're you played football as a youngster, if you gave up after not getting in the team once, then you would have never actually played football or potentially become a good footballer. It's just, you can relate this to so many different levels. You don't have to just fear failure in just a business environment. It's literally everyday life.
Yeah, no one was born great. Maybe footballers were naturally quite good at what they're doing, but especially with entrepreneurs, they started off trash and they learned it and they made mistakes, they failed, and then they got to where they are today. So yeah, whatever you do, failure is good. Failure doesn't even exist in my mind. It's not a thing. You can't fail. You can only learn.
Lessons. Tip number two: do what you're passionate about. Make sure that whatever industry you choose is something you love doing, because later on down the line, when you're less money motivated and you're more motivated about the actual work side of things, this will help you a lot, and you'll also find that you'll stay a lot more motivated if you're doing something that you love.
Next is never feel sorry for yourself. Literally, you're alive, so you're lucky. Basically, genuinely, the chances of you being alive are so slim that no matter what happens in your life, you shouldn't be feeling hard done by. Obviously, we all do, we're all human, but you need to just think about it. Get in what I like to call the perspective helicopter, go up there and take a look down at the situation and be like, alright, is this going to affect me in 5 years from now? Is it even going to affect me in a year from now? Is it even going to affect me in a month from now? And a lot of the time, realistically, it's not. And you shouldn't be feeling sorry for yourself, you shouldn't be stressed, you just got to pick yourself up and go again.
And straight into the next point, look for inspiration. So make sure that you're not on this journey alone, and we'll get to another point later about creating contacts, but you need to be inspired daily. You need to wake up and you need to feel like you're doing something good in the world. So constantly communicate with other people who are inspiring and have a positive effect on you. And of course, read stories, watch quotes and stuff from some of the biggest and most successful entrepreneurs. Because if they can do it, you can do it. And if they inspire you to do it, then just get on with it and just keep working and grinding, and then eventually you can inspire other people.
Every morning I get up, I go sit outside my window, I look out towards the Shard or look out towards London, and I'm like, yeah, this is sick. I want to be own one of those buildings out there. I meditate, I visualize, and I get inspired, and then I watch some motivational videos as well sometimes. And yeah, whatever works for you, you will end up finding, just try different things and see what gets you most fired up. But yeah, you need to get inspired and fired up every single day. Never stop learning. You need to become an expert in your field. You need to just keep learning. Learning needs to become a hobby. I kind of had the idea that once I left school, that was it, I was done learning. And that was the case for a little while. But then I realized that this is just a start. And now I can actually learn what I want to learn. I love to read books, and it's gonna make me a better person and mean that I bring more value to people. I love to watch videos. I love to just study stuff, take courses, all that kind of stuff. You need to never stop learning and constantly be eager. If you're not learning more and you're not improving yourself and you're not growing, then you're going backwards, because everyone else in the world is growing. You need to keep growing.
You can literally never have enough knowledge. Obviously
is
focus
power.
though, you got to focus. You have to focus on your industry, you have to focus on what you're good at, and then you become that expert. If you try and get knowledge from every different thing, you're trying to become someone who's good at marketing, web development, you're trying to become someone who, or even the absolute most outrageous things I don't know, you're trying to become a pilot. Just like the most random things, you have to stay focused in what you're doing and become an expert in that field and continue learning. That's probably like the best way that you can become a successful entrepreneur, is by focusing on something that you love and then learning everything about it and becoming an expert. Right, entrepreneurial tip number 6 is take risks. So by meaning this, I don't mean get in your car and start driving about 400 miles an hour and see how far you can get. Like, I'm not on about that. But I mean, if you're in my position where you don't have any commitments, like you don't have like kids, you don't have like a house like that you're paying a mortgage on, you might as well just take the risk. Like, what is there to lose? I mean, it's not like you're going to be investing hundreds of thousands of pounds straight away, and you might be investing a couple of thousand of your savings or whatever. But if you believe in something and you really want to do it, then you have to take the risk to be successful. No one ever made it without taking risks. Some risks are ridiculous, like people move country and do all sorts of things. But as a young entrepreneur, all you need to do is maybe risk your social life, for example, to focus on your business and your ideas. And if you don't do that, then you'll regret it. You'll always regret not taking that opportunity.
Yeah, you need to take calculated risks. You need to have a think about it. I think about everything in life as like a bet. It's basically, you need to make sure that you calculate the risks. For example, your social life, quickly. Okay, so what's the risk and reward here? The reward is I potentially get to pursue my passion, but the risk is I'm going to lose my social life and I maybe lose a couple of my friends for a couple of months. But if you lose those friends because you were trying to work on your career, then they weren't really proper friends. So
calculated.
Yeah, calculated risks.
Calculated.
Next tip is build good habits. Habits are so powerful. Literally, your brain is on autopilot something like 98% of the day, or 96 to 98% of the day, which means that 96 to 98% of the time you are just automatically going through life, going through the stages, and that is all down to your habits. You need to build the right habits and get rid of bad habits. You can go so much more in depth with habits, but we're not going to do that today. But the idea is you just need to make sure you build a habit of getting up early. You need to build a habit of trying to be focused as much as possible. That's a habit, being focused when you've got a proper important task. And a habit of writing down all the ideas you have, habit of journaling. All these are really good habits. You've got to make sure you analyze your own habits and implement ones that are going to make you successful and get rid of ones that aren't going to help you.
Point number 8 sort of links to the reason why we set up this channel, which is network with people who are like similar to you as much as possible. Because you learn so much from other people, you learn from their mistakes, you bounce ideas off of each other, and at the end of the day, 2 minds, 3 minds, 4 minds, however minds it is always greater than just one. Especially if you're similar, you're both inspired, and you're really trying to do something with your life. So as becoming a young entrepreneur, it is so important to create a network, which we're trying to do for you guys. We have many great things coming for you guys to enable you to create a network that will hopefully help you, and that will hopefully help you and inspire you daily to become the entrepreneur that you want to be.
The penultimate tip is always seek criticism. Be open-minded, look for advice, but especially always seek criticism. Elon Musk said this, most importantly from your friends, but also from all people. Criticism is where you're gonna learn. You don't really learn much from someone going, yeah, that's really good, well done, good stuff. Just being like, just giving you like a normal feedback. Not particularly constructive, but getting constructive criticism is where you can learn things and you can put them into place, and it's so important. So be open-minded, be open to criticism, actually always look for criticism, and that's going to help you to grow as an entrepreneur.
Just constantly improve yourself, just constantly improve. Like, no one is perfect, and at the end of the day, you will always learn things from other people, whether it's better habits, whether you're doing something wrong or you need advice on something. Like, just take it on board, whether you think it's irrelevant or not. Just take it on board, process it, and you never know, that criticism could eventually help you in the future. So, we have come to the end nearly of the video, but just one more motivational tip for all of you to take away, and it is probably the most known and the most important one, which is do not give up. Like, literally, I could tell you endless entrepreneurial stories of people who have changed our generation that were this close to giving up and they didn't, and now they've marked their name in history. But even if you're not trying to mark your name in history and you're just trying to become successful, never ever give up. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. Don't let anyone try and get involved in what you're doing if they're just going to bring you down and they're negative. Just you stay on your path and don't get distracted. Stay on that path to success and make sure that you become the person and the entrepreneur that you want to be. And no matter how down you get or how upset you may get with circumstances in your business or even your personal life, which like does affect your business stuff as well, just always stay driven and never give up. Like if you believe in something, even the most biggest setbacks, you can overcome, and you really can if you put your mind to it. So just never ever give up.
No, don't ever give up. You may have someone telling you can't do it now. You may even believe yourself that you can't do it now, and that might be true, but your future self can do it. You need to work towards getting to that future self. You also need to tell yourself that you can do it now so that it eventually actually happens in real life. But yeah, never give up. One extra bonus tip is take action. I just thought of that, and I thought that had to be in there. You need to take action. Don't just say I'm gonna do this, don't just dream about it. Don't be a dreamer, be a doer. Be a dreamer and a doer. You need to actually make it happen. Produce things, be productive,
Get working.
Yeah,
Get working.
Get it done. Thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure you guys invest and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all soon.
Have a good day.